So, you know how tons of people jump on Google Workspace's business just to get their email to look a little bit cooler? And I totally get it. I mean, who wouldn't want their email to scream, "I'm a pro" with a custom domain? It makes your app or business seem legit. However, being cool has a price tag, and in this case, it can burn a serious hole in your wallet. Google's asking for at least $72 a year on a rolling contract for each individual user, just for email hosting. Now, there are other cheaper alternatives, but on this channel, we like things free. First things first, let's set up a free email account. I'm going with Gmail for this one, but you guys feel free to pick any provider that you like. Also, if you go with Gmail, you have to enable two-factor authentication. Once your account is created, head over to your email and click on the profile and choose Manage Google Account. Click on Security and enable two-factor authentication. Now, next up, we need a domain, and we're going to get one through Cloudflare. And why Cloudflare? Well, they are awesome for a bunch of reasons: transparent prices, free domain privacy, which is something that you usually have to pay extra with some of the other providers. And they toss in a bunch of neat security features like DNSSEC and a lot more around security. But most importantly, free email forwarding service. But we'll get to that in a minute. Log into cloudflare.com, head over to the domain registration section, hit register domains, and search for the domain you've got an eye on. Now, if you found that perfect domain, that's awesome. Click on purchase and just follow the steps to make it officially yours. Once the domain is in your hands, navigate to Manage Domains, click on Manage, and then on the right, you will see an option to update DNS configuration. Now, if this is a brand new domain, you should see nothing under DNS records, or almost nothing. But if you're repurposing an old domain, clear out any existing MX records. These stand for Mail Exchange Records, by the way. And just remember that deleting these means that any current email setup using those MX records will stop working permanently. On the left, click on Email and then Email Routing. Hit Get Started and then enter the email address that you want to use to trigger the forwards, plus where you want those emails to go. Click Create and Continue. You might need to verify your email, so if this is the case, do that and then come back here to continue. And now finally, for the last step, hit Add Records and enable. This will pop the necessary MX records into your DNS server, making sure that all your emails go exactly where they need to go. You can click on the routing rules to make sure that you have your email added, and if you go back to DNS records, you will notice that the MX records have been updated. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you're set. From this point on, you'll be able to receive an email in your free account from your custom domain, and it won't cost you a penny. However, this setup will allow you to receive emails, but it won't allow you to send them. Now, for some of us, like yours truly here, that's totally fine. But I know that some of you guys are thinking like, hey, come on, man, I need to send some emails as well from the domain that I just created. So let's do that next. For sending emails, we need something robust. An SMTP server that is strict on things like SPF and DKIM. Now, these parameters are specifically designed to stop spam, which is something that we definitely do not want. Think of an SMTP server as the server responsible for sending the emails, and it extracts information from the domain after the @delimiter and performs a query to the resolver, who gets the information from the DNS servers. I know some of you guys already knew what SMTP server is, but some other people don't. The SMTP server that I use is from Brevo. They focus on email campaigns, and the number one item of email campaign is don't end up in the spam folder. So that's why I went with Brevo. Brevo offers a free tier that allows you to send at least 300 emails a day. And for most personal or small business needs, that's more than sufficient. But if you want more, well, I suggest that you actually pay for a full email hosting solution. So let's set up Brevo to send your emails. The first thing we need to do is create a Brevo account. So first, head over to Brevo and sign up. They'll ask you for some standard details like company name and address. You can put in some bogus fake information in here. It doesn't really matter because they're not going to check your address. But make sure that your phone number is real because you're going to need that for 2FA. Now we need to assign your domain. So navigate to the domain section, click on Add Domain, and enter the domain name that you just set up on Cloudflare. After saving your domain, choose Authenticate manually. This part involves a bit more of back and forth between Brevo and Cloudflare DNS settings. It's a little bit tedious, but it's quite straightforward. You'll basically be copying and pasting the details from Brevo into Cloudflare. So let's update those DNS records, okay? In Cloudflare, ensure you're in the correct domain section and click on DNS and records. When adding records, follow Brevo's instructions. For instance, if the first record is a TXT type, select that. Use the copy button to copy the name pasted into the name field in Cloudflare and do the same for content and then save. Now we need to repeat this for all of the other records, so continue this process for any additional records that Brevo specifies. Now, back in Brevo, we need to generate a SMTP key. So click on your company name again, select SMTP and API, and then click on Generate a new SMTP key. Name the key something memorable, like your domain name, for example, and then just hit Generate. Now, once the key is generated, save it somewhere secure, like your notepad, because we're only going to need to hold it momentarily. You'll need this soon to configure your Gmail SMTP server. All right, next up, we're going to set up the SMTP server for our free Gmail account, which, if you remember, we're using zatvb@gmail.com. Log into your Gmail account, click on the cog wheel right at the top, that little icon near the top right corner, and then select See All Settings. Now navigate to the Accounts and Import tab, look for the Send Email As option, because we're going to send emails from our new domain. Click on Add Another Email Address. Okay, you'll now need to enter the email that you want to appear on your emails and your new email address from your domain. In our case, it's subscribe and like at digitalmirror.uk. It's subscribe.and.like@digitalmirror.uk. Make sure to uncheck the Treat as an Alias box and then click Next. Now, on the following screen, enter the SMTP server details as recommended by Brevo. As of this video, it's the value that you obviously see on the screen, but always double check the Brevo page to confirm that these settings didn't change. And the same goes for the port number. Now, for the username, use the email that you register with Brevo, which is in our case, zatvb@gmail.com. And the password will be the lengthy value that we saved earlier in Notepad. I hope you still have it, or you're gonna have to go back and regenerate a new one. Set the connection type to TLS. After entering all of the details, add the account, and if all goes well, you will see a confirmation window, which you can now close. Okay, now to test all of this out, let's compose a new email. Make sure that you select the email you want to send it from, and in this case, it will be the email with our domain, and send it to another account. I don't recommend sending this into your own account because Gmail uses a feature called deduplication, which means that they preserve only one copy of the email, so you might not get it. So it's best that you instead use another account. And there we go, I actually sent 2 emails before pressing the record button, which if you follow this channel, you know that it's a common practice. To check if the email passed Google spam filters, click on the 3 dots and on Show Original. As you can see, the SPF, DKIM, and the DMARC are all passed. That's because the SMTP server we used is legit and complies to the latest mailing requirements and regulations. Now, however, guys, I have to be honest with you, okay, and tell you that this solution, or any solution that involves this kind of domain email alias, is not 100% free from being marked as spam. Even big companies, if you call them and you say, hey, I didn't get your email, the first thing they're gonna say is, did you check your spam folder? So just something to bear in mind. Now, some of you guys might be asking, but what if my domain is registered in Namesco or Ionos or Crazy Domains or any other kind of provider? Do I need to completely move it to Cloudflare? Well, I did, but you don't have to. Like I said, I like Cloudflare a lot, so I wanted everything in one place. But you can keep your domain in one registrar and manage your DNS in Cloudflare. You see, DNS is split into 2 halves, the resolvers and the name servers, commonly known as DNS servers. The role of the resolver is to point to that name server. So whomever owns your name servers manages your DNS records. And as we've seen earlier, DNS records involve things like CNAME, A and TXT, and for our topic of today, MX or mail exchange records. So what this all boils down to is that when you set up an account with a registrar like Namesco or Crazy Domains, you have a couple of options for managing your DNS records. You can either handle them directly through their internal name servers or point your domain to an external name service that will manage the records for you. It's important to remember that if you have configured records at your original provider, but your domain name server is pointing elsewhere, those records will not be effective. So, a note to self, every time we are configuring DNS records, first check the name servers. Because if they're pointing to, say, Wix, for example, you will have to manage the records at Wix. Now, let's imagine your domain is called myhomelabrocks.co.uk and its provider is names.co.uk. And you don't want to transfer the ownership to Cloudflare, but you want to take advantage of their email forwarding service. In order to do that, we need to give control of our domain to Cloudflare by configuring their name servers in names.co.uk. So head over to Cloudflare, under website, select add a site and look for the domain, in our case, myhomelabrocks.co.uk. Choose the free tier and continue. Review the DNS configuration and ensure it matches what you have in Namesco and click continue. Now this is the juicy bit. If you look down, you will see the Cloudflare name servers. Let's go back to names.co.uk, go back to your domain management area, and this will depend on provider, but look for a place to change the name servers. Copy the 2 name servers provided by Cloudflare, and then you can complete the quick start guide, but it's not required. If you head back to the main page under websites, you can see that it's in a pending name server update. And this can take as long as 24 hours, but usually it's just within minutes. Click on your domain, and the process now is similar to what we just did earlier. Go to email on the left-hand side, click on Get Started, enter the email you want to use with the domain and the forwarding destination. Since we already verified, just click Continue. The difference now is that we already have some MX records here, so we need to delete them. Once again, I have to warn you, this will prevent any email that you have currently configured from working. Add the records and enable. It will take some time for the routing status to sync, but once they're synced, it's working. I also always enable DMARC management even though it's in its beta. Okay, it seems that the routing is synced, which is great, and we now have a fully customizable domain system in place that is as free as you are to subscribe to our channel. And a big thank you very much in advance. I know that this has been quite a long process, but come on, man, you know, it's a lot of fun to set these things, right? And we also get to learn something along the way. I mean, even big companies like CNN.com, for example, follow the same process in one way or another. Now, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Now go on and configure your kick-ass new custom domain.